Zootopia 2 is one of Disney's worst sequels, and here are 10 reasons why. Just kidding. Hey everyone, my name is Hope, and welcome back to another movie review. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick spoiler warning. This video will contain major spoilers for Zootopia 2, so watch at your own discretion if you haven't seen it yet. Alright, now let's get into it. Zootopia 2, in my opinion, is actually one of Disney's best sequels, and that's saying something because sequels can be a very hit or miss, especially when the first movie is already beloved by pretty much everyone. But somehow this movie managed to keep everything loved about Zootopia while building something fresh on top of it. The world feels bigger, the stakes feel higher, and the character development is so strong. Honestly, I think that I Your Way was completely worth it. In the film, we're introduced to new characters, such as Gary the Snake, Nibbles Mimblestick, and Pawbert Linksley, along with a few others, and they all bring something different and entertaining to the story. Gary ended up being one of my favorites. And yes, I'll admit I'm a little biased because I love snakes, but he's more than just that. His backstory and motivations are compelling. He's trying to right a wrong that was done to not just his family, but to all reptiles. He's not evil or malicious. He's just hurt and he's trying to fix things. That alone adds a depth that really made him stand out. Nibbles Maplestick was another scene stealer. Her conspiracy theorist podcaster energy was hilarious and surprisingly endearing. She's quirky, she's chaotic, she's paranoid, but she's also smart, resourceful, and brave. The movie could have made her a joke character, but instead she feels genuinely important to the plot. And then there's Pawbert Linksley. At first, he's awkward and nervous, and honestly kind of adorable in a dorky way. He feels relatable, like someone you'd meet in real life, who's just doing his best. But when the film reveals that he's actually a villain, I was shocked. His entire character flips in an instant. He goes from being shy and sweet to unstable and dangerous. By the end, he's fully unhinged, trying to kill Gary, Nibbles, Judy, and Nick. And that plot twist really elevated the film's tension. One thing that did frustrate me was the fact that Chief Bogo just completely dismissed Judy's concerns about the snake, despite the fact that she had evidence and isn't super unreasonable and has been right before. But I get the whole chain of command thing, but he could have at least listened to her and kept that a thought in the back of his mind or something. Literally anything instead of, oh, no. Completely denied, but whatever. Judy's character arc in this film parallels the first one, but with a more complex emotional twist. In the original movie, her main struggle was proving that she could be a real officer despite being a small prey animal. In the sequel, she still wants to protect the city, but now that desire feels like a need. She becomes more impulsive in this movie, more independent, but not in a healthy way. She starts making decisions without communicating with Nick, which puts both of them in danger. And as the mystery deepens, she becomes increasingly desperate to solve it. She's pushing herself harder than ever and going into more and more dangerous situations, like almost drowning, almost falling off a cliff, and getting injected with venom. Her actions feel reckless at times, but the movie shows why she's acting this way. Judy is terrified, not of the villains, not of the danger, but of being seen as weak. When she finally breaks down and confesses her fears to Nick, it's one of the most powerful moments in the film. She admits that she suppresses her discomfort and hides her pain because she's scared others will think that she's too weak to be an officer. And this makes her incredibly relatable. So many people deal with that fear of not being enough or disappointing others or failing. And Judy's hero complex isn't just a flaw, it's a coping mechanism. The film does a beautiful job of showing how even heroes have insecurities that eat away at them. Nick's character arc absolutely shines in this movie. He keeps his classic humor, charm, and sarcastic one-liners, but we also get a deeper look at who he is emotionally. Nick wants to support Judy. He's clearly frustrated when she doesn't communicate with him and keeps running off on her own. He tries to be patient, but every reckless decision she makes puts her in danger, and that terrifies him more than he lets on. One moment that stood out to me was the tube incident, where Nick opened the hatch to save him and Judy because she had passed out, and he mentioned something about apologizing, and she thinks that he's apologizing to her, but she was completely unconscious, and he did what he had to do to keep her alive, and it was Judy who owed him an apology, but still, he doesn't hold that against her. Throughout the movie, Nick follows Judy, supports her, and tries to keep her safe, even when she's making choices that scare him. And when they finally have a real emotional conversation, he opens up to her in a way we rarely see from him. He admits that he struggles with expressing emotions because of his past trauma, something that was hinted at early in the movie by Dr. Fusby. And that moment was incredibly sweet and vulnerable. It shows how far Nick has come, and it cements how strong his bond with Judy is. The first movie built the foundation of their friendship. This movie strengthened it into something deep, supportive, and beautifully mutual. Nick was genuinely my favorite character this time around, and his growth, his emotional honesty, and the loyalty he shows to Judy really make him stand out. Judy also grows, of course, but Nick's arc just hit harder for me. My score for this movie is based on my scoring system, which has 8 key points. The first one, which is story and plot, I would give a 9 out of 10 because the story is exciting, emotional, and full of twists. It only loses a point because it slightly mirrors the first movie, but just barely. Second point, characters and acting. 10 out of 10. Phenomenal growth, amazing new characters, and top-tier voice acting from Jason Bateman and Jennifer Goodwin. Absolutely all around. Number 3, visuals and cinematography, which gets a 9 out of 10. The world expands beautifully with multiple new biomes, and each of them are visually stunning. Number 4, sound and music. Michael Giacchino absolutely delivered. The soundtrack fits every emotional beat perfectly. 5, pacing and editing. That's a 9 out of 10. It's smooth and well structured. The time jump at the beginning mirrors from the ending of the last movie, so flows right back into this one. 6, emotional impact, which is a 10 out of 10. I cried, I laughed, I panicked. This movie really takes you on a full emotional journey. 7, originality. Even as a sequel, it brings plenty of new ideas and emotional layers. So that's a 9 out of 10. And enjoyment is a 10 out of 10 because I absolutely love this film and I cannot wait to watch it again. Which all of that together gives us the final score of 9.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on Zootopia 2 in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day and peace out.